good evening. Hopefully everything is working okay now. It should be fine. Should be fine. Thank you so much, Myth, for the gifted sub to Jock. That's a 17-month. Yikes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Little Dave, for the 5 months of Prime. Jevening, folks. Jevening. Thank you, Not Chris, Lucifer, and the Pixel Brain for the follows during the intros as well. This is the fan server, the overworld that you're looking at. I zoomed it out as much as the MCA Selector would let me, and it still doesn't. It's kind of struggling a little bit. It's loading a lot of data. Yeah. It's a lot. It's quite big. Cheater. Hi, Coder. Yeah, so the idea is we prune the chunks of the overworld, not the end and not the nether. That's how I see it right now. The overworld is 31.7 gigabytes of size. Nether is 6 gigabytes, and the end is 18.5 gigabytes. So there's been some exploring going on. The whole world was in a compressed form like 20 gigabytes last year. So wow. J-Rod, thank you so much for the 3 months of Prime. Thank you. So this is MCA Selector. It's basically what we could do is we could say, hey, oh god. It's very slow. These chunks, they are just going, right? These, by the way, every square like this is a region, so that's 512 by 512 blocks right there. That's how big this is. But we're not going to do that. We're going to try our very best to use filters for everything, which means that we're going to select stuff based on how long the chunk has been loaded and stuff like that. Rip Justopia, oh no. Yeah, thank you, Johnson. It's you know, I keep a pretty good eye on myself to see, like, is stuff too much? So sometimes things get rough, but I never let it get so rough that it's not manageable, even though it's not like fun sometimes. How's music for you? It's a little loud on my end, but I don't know if it's just my overall volume or if it's the actual music being loud. It is struggling. Okay. I thought it was selection. Can barely make up which farm. Nice.
Yay.
Music's fine. Good. Okay, then I'll just reduce my volume a little bit. I think that song was loud too. Come on. 117.1 is the target. There's no reason to go in between. Why can't I? Wait. Is it view? Okay, filter chunks. There we go. Can you see this? No, you can't. That's unfortunate. Okay, so you're just gonna see the results of this. Can I fix that somehow? Maybe I can capture. Maybe I can capture that. Hold up. Let's see if this. Well, that didn't really do what I wanted it to. Okay, apparently I just can't capture the settings window. Sad face. Let me get rid of this then. It's not invisible, it's just hiding behind the map. Deep Sky Miner, thank you so much for the 3 months. Tier 1, thank you. So that's supposed to be read out LUPD or like LUPD OP. Anyway, thank you for the follow. Okay, so anyway, the idea here is we're gonna filter chunks. So we're selecting stuff based on properties of the chunks. So we're gonna say basically inhabited time. This thing is so slow. So the inhabited time is less than, say, 10 minutes. So nobody's been there for more than 10 minutes. And tile entities works, I guess. No, wait, that's a number? So basically what I'm trying to do is filter away anywhere that has a shulker box in it. What counts as inhabited? I believe it is loaded, actually. Oh, palette. There we go. Shulker box. So, if it's been inhabited, which I believe means loaded, less than 10 minutes, and it has no shulker box in it, then select it. And yeah, this is probably the portal project right there. And I guess I'm just gonna try that, and it's gonna, so we have 2 problems here. One problem is the selection is gonna take forever. Yay. The other problem is everything we do here when we actually delete chunks is immediate. So, I mean, I don't know what. Okay, I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then we'll have to do something else. But like, here we go. You can't even see anything happen. Oh, now I got an actual, like, progress bar. I guess you don't see that either. No, you don't.
Yay.
Do I reply to DMs on Discord or working in contrast? That depends on what your message is. I get quite a lot of messages, and if it isn't actually relevant for me to answer, or if, you know, I won't. That's the trade-off of having open DMs, right? Dia Luna and the Bleeding Eyes, thank you for the follows. This is... I can't see it selecting anything. I can't see any motion of the progress bar, but it does like change which chunk it's or which region it's looking at. So my guess it's doing something. It's probably just doing something outside of the world because it started in one corner. It's in region -30 and -68. That's what it was doing now. Basically, I try to reply to people if there's something in particular, but I cannot be people's private support, you know? I spend enough time making videos and tutorials and stuff. Hi, Oscar. Does it mean you read every message? No. Some people will just spam, right? Some people... people will go... There's this fun thing that started happening where people just go like, hi, and then they go, oh no, I thought it was... I was just testing. It's like... but, you know, basically, if people are spamming or something, it's fine if there's like one message. If people keep messaging me when it's clearly not relevant, then I'm just going to block them, you know? Mostly I do try to read stuff, though. I don't get too much. But, like, I can't answer stuff if it's not specific. Cue the meta questions clip or whatever it's called. I have Cape clip. Cape, please. I do read almost all my comments though, yeah. Like, YouTube doesn't notify me if somebody replies to somebody else and I'm not in the thread. So those I miss sometimes, but you know, otherwise I read all the top level comments at least. What software is this? It's called MCA Selector. I don't know if this is worthwhile though. Like, it's still selecting regions, so I guess it's okay. But I'm inclined to cancel this and just do like part of the world at a time, because like we're getting no feedback right now, and that's always a little bit scary. I was working on hundreds of regions, and like the problem is I don't know that the program is actually gonna keep up. Is a creeper behind me? There are many creepers in this world behind me. Hi, Fazu. Just shutting stream. Yeah, kind of. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I could just like show something else in the map because nothing's happening. I don't even know if I'm supposed to see.
There has to be a creeper somewhere.
Plenty. They're making noises too. Thank you, Thomas. Did I see? I probably didn't acknowledge that. Sorry. Myth, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Oscar. Thank you. And Kendryside, thank you for the follow. It's on, like, this is copied down to my main machine and it's on my SSD. So this is as fast as it's gonna get, but we're talking about 32 gigs of data, right? Is there something that you really wanted to add to Minecraft but it got rejected in the development process? I mean, generally if there's something we want to add, it doesn't get far enough to be rejected, right? You don't implement the whole thing and then people go, nah, usually. This is going to be similar to Redstone on stream. This is more just a waiting process. Redstone on stream is more confusion. Hey, thank you, Fazu, for the gifted sub to Mama Blair. That's 3 months. Do I let it go? Do we do one piece at a time? I don't. Yikes!
You are one of the few that actually said my name right. This is why you're the best sliced lime.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the bits. I try. I get plenty of names wrong, but I try my best. Hey, there's a hype train going on. Thank you. Choo choo. Lime the podcast. Who's the first guest? I guess you all. You don't reply to my message because it's private. M4, you didn't see them. I think I saw like a couple of... Okay, does somebody have the command for the meta question clip? Because that's very relevant right here. Basically...
We could also wait and turn this into a chatting stream. For example, what's your second favorite food?
Second favorite? Wow. Anyway, if you're gonna ask me whether you can ask a question, the answer is always yes, but you're not gonna get the answer. There you go. We should have a command for that, Fabian. I think we do, actually. On the other hand, we were like out of command space too, so prune something. I mean, I can't see. The thing is, the progress bar to me looks like it's full, but the problem is it's completely empty. But it's still chugging along. It's now like it doesn't seem to be doing the regions in any particular order, but now it's doing like negative 30, 33, negative 27, negative 71. But as long as like it's doing one on like a second or so. Holy smokes, that was that what? 10 subs. You're crazy. Thank you, Dave. Yikes. You gifted a total of 99 in the channel. Wow. Coming up on the hundo. Thank you so much. Congrats to... I have to scroll to even see the names. Congrats to Turingox. SOS710M. I have no idea how to read that out. The Monkey Programmer. Technologic. Lunchbox. Geol Girl. Czen. Vegoid. Slilos. And Cosmic Dancer. Thank you so much. Wow. Staring at low-res Minecraft map hype. It's actually kind of high-res. That's going to be going for a bit. Where did the music go? Hello? Oh, it's just a very, very quiet ending of song. Expect running it up to 90%, then running out of memory and aborting itself. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. I wonder how it's actually doing. That's pretty bad, yes. Okay, yeah, we might think of a different way to do this. Yes, it's allocated 30 gigabytes of RAM. Yep, that's just a thing. I mean, I don't have 30 gigabytes of RAM. No. I wish I did, but I don't. But it's like paging and stuff, which is kind of nasty. But so 32. It should be fine. I don't think it's hitting that much disk, but obviously it's going to be a bit slower. I don't know, like just opening the world might be the thing that uses up all the memory. Like it's not increasing in memory allocation at the moment. Maybe a little bit.
Staring at a low-res Minecraft map hype.
There you go. It's catching up. Download more RAM. Yeah, totally. So we need some donation hype to get you the new camera and more RAM.
Creeper in the queue.
No, not really. I need time for the camera, not donation hype. Now it's up to 31 gigabytes. Yeah, we might. Okay, I'm canceling this. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. It's like, oh, we can see stuff. It's select stuff at the edge here. It's still like canceling. I can't. Yikes. All the creeper.
Creeper? Where?
Creeper. Nice. Thank you for the bits, everybody. Okay, I now have control of the program again. This actually looks... Please keep scrolling. Okay, yeah, it's now down to 24 gigabytes. So it definitely was using a ton of memory while it was doing that. Okay. The floor is lava. But I guess we could just like delete that to begin with. I have no idea how far out. Hey, welcome. Yep. Welcome back. And thank you for the bits. That's very interesting. But why was it? I guess it was just working on one end then. So interestingly, oh god, I'm trying to zoom in. Oh, please, don't do this to me. Okay, yeah. So there are some like islands of stuff where people have been more than, you know. more than those 10 minutes. And we could probably set it to more than 10 minutes, but 10 minutes is a pretty conservative number to use here. Like, so it didn't select everything, no. It's just it selected so much stuff that it looks like almost everything. But on the other hand, this is like way out at the edge of the world, so I don't really expect much to be here. Somebody's been chilling in the ocean here though, so that's something. So this looks good to me. Of course, this is also done, like, we do have a full backup, so I can't scroll. We can't always go back, so let's just do stuff. You are about to delete 251,142 chunks from this world. Are you sure? Okay. Pet peeve in application programming. You're about to do this. Are you sure? Okay, cancel. It's a question. Put yes and no on the buttons. Someone's secret base just got leaked. Can you pre-delete outer regions first? Yeah, I could. But then, you know, we're just like maybe deleting somebody's stuff because they went really far away in the nether and then teleported out to the overworld, right? We're just going 117.1. We're not going to have any new data packs or anything. Do you really want to stop? Cancel abort? Yeah. I get that a bunch when you're like, you're about to exit this window. Do you want to discard your changes? Discard or cancel? Okay, can I see the coordinates somewhere? Yeah, block. Okay, so this is, we're still negative like thousands. Trying to like find 0. Yeah, it would be kind of nice if it like would render here, but you know, maybe I'm asking too much. Okay, there we go. Look, world. Hey, there's the portal. So what I'm thinking is, let's do this. We'll select a chunk of the world here, and then we'll run the filters only on this. So, filter chunks. Does it work if I do like apply to selection? Let's find out. Okay, yes, it's doing things. Now it's working on region 2, 2.1, so that's better. Black circle looks like a glitch. Better delete it. Yeah. Something bad there. Something really bad. Let's get rid of stuff. Lay Media, thank you for the host. Appreciate it. Why is it only doing that one? Hello? I was doing stuff. At least it's allocating a lot of memory, so that's something. Level 4 hype train, eh? Wowzers. There might have been people adventuring in the far lands in the search of some mystical apple. That / those people shall remain nameless. Nice. There we go. Now we're getting some selections here. You can kind of see it's around some base here. This looks reasonable to me. It's actually funny because when I had the map zoomed out at the beginning, you could see very visibly where somebody had been adventuring, and there's like a squiggly little line going like down into the corner and then back in. Just because a Java app is consuming a lot of RAM doesn't necessarily mean it's doing anything useful. Well, that's true. It does mean that it's not stalled out completely, though. I can actually see the progress bar moving now. That's a new thing. Could you change your capture so we can see Task Manager and the filters? I mean, I could change to display capture, I guess. If that makes anything better. Like, the thing is, that selection is big, it scares me. the window with the scroll, not the scroll bar, the progress bar, it's like half on top of the MCA Selector window and half not. So if I'm gonna capture, you're gonna see half of that window. It's not great. Maybe I can sort it out after this. I can move the window a little bit and then switch to display capture, I guess. Can I move the window while this is going? No, I cannot. Okay, let's skip this. Watching the orange get closer and closer to my base. You didn't expect a horror movie tonight, did you? That selection includes my base? Oh, you mean the large one? Because I'm hoping it doesn't include your base now that it's selected these stuff. But it's like 2/3 through the selection. So hopefully we should be able to see, like, once this is done, obviously we'll go in close and have a look. Because this really shouldn't be selecting anything that anybody has built in. And if it is, then we have a problem, because then we're gonna have to redo something. I mean, this also includes my base and my big project, right? So meow. I don't know if you could hear that. So the interesting thing is down here-ish is spawn somewhere, right? Spawn Island is... This is a shopping district. Oh, you can't see my mouse pointer because... oh, that's annoying. You heard a meow? Yeah, cool. Okay, well, we'll wait for this and then I'll switch the capture. I'm gonna have to move the windows. There's no point in doing it now. But yeah, I would like to be able to sort of show things with my mouse pointer even when it's doing something, so... RIP speedrunners have built a base in under 10 minutes. Yeah, well, I mean, good thing there's speedrunners who can build a new base in under 10 minutes. If you lose 10 minutes of progress, then I'm fine with that. Oh, we're almost there. It's maybe 90% done. Doing like the very center chunks. Oh yeah, that's the rail line. Alright, so this is the selection. So you can definitely see that, like, down here among all the stuff in the center, it's preserving almost everything. So that is good. So this stuff has been loaded a fair bit. This is the shopping district. Okay, before we get into that, I'm going to attempt sorting this whole capture situation out then. Wait, where's this? Oh, there. Okay. I'm going to need this. Okay, capture the cursor, that's fine. Just give me a moment to sort this out. Okay, now we've got something. Let's see. Well, we can work with that.
Yay.
Slowly move over. That's kind of on the edge. The other way. There. Okay. You can even see the map out area. Yeah, that's right. And that's super far out. And we're like zoomed into the center of the map. So this is so large, it's unwieldy. Well, let's take a look at things. So the most interesting areas here are going to be the orange areas around stuff, right? Because that's where something could be. Oh, you can see the shipwrecks. Nice. This is where somebody could, where something could be wrong, essentially. Hi, Delta. I see a smiley in the snowy area. Oh, yeah. This all looks very, very desolate, though. And this stuff is like, I think this is pretty much just, there's a base here. But then a lot of this is going to be wilderness, but then this is clearly somebody's. It's been loaded so much anyway that it's fine, you know. Spawn. Nothing got selected at spawn, naturally. Yikes. So much built stuff. Interesting. Shopping district, nothing got selected here. Where's the closest thing that got selected? It's like out to the west. So this is my base, and this is the portal project. And there's a bunch of chunks selected out here, which I guess is reasonable. It's a little weird that it's like a little piece here, but whatever. I don't remember anything being done here. This, let's see. Yeah, this out here is where my squid farm is. There's nothing there really selected. There's a few chunks here. Yeah, lots of people have been flying around here. There's clearly something here. Oh yeah. Wait, isn't this like Fabian's base? Now I expected this to be much larger in that case. But maybe... kind of lost my sense of direction. Oh, here. No, here it is. Anyway, it was reasonably close to my base. Your chemical accident looks cool on this map. Without a context, that was kind of a weird statement, but with the context, yes. That's nice. To be fair, the other thing, whatever it was, had kind of the same shape. It was just north to south instead. Okay, well... Whoa. What is this? I thought it was the raceway, but it's not the raceway, isn't it? I thought the raceway would be further out. You can crop closer to my base if you want. Look, it's east, southeast. So I'd rather... I would appreciate not doing any changes to this. If this works, then... Yay. I think it's better to just let the selection be. Start turning into satellite spy stream. So here's some stuff. I guess that's a shipwreck. So that would be fine that there's some stuff out here that's not included. You can see how people have been on the islands here. Interesting. That's another shipwreck. above surface. Seeing the world from this perspective makes me want to build bigger. Yeah, I mean, sure. It's a lot more effort, let me tell you. Anything around here is selected? No. I mean, this is looking good to me. I think we should just run this, and then we need to run it on the rest of the world, which is going to take a while. We'll do it in pieces, I guess, but this looks good. Is that lava or selected? That's lava. It's not selected chunks, because this is a full chunk. Okay. Some stuff here in the middle of nowhere. Unexpectedly close to Justopia.
Maybe you should also exclude all claims fully.
That's gonna be quite a bunch of manual entry though. That'd potentially be nice. Do we have a map of them that is up to date that we could apply to this? I mean, it has import selection. Okay. So what we could do here's what I would suggest. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean I have the data in Limebot's data too, but I was thinking if we were going to select them manually, we could do it from a map. Yeah, we could remove the mining district claims from that list. So it is struggling a little bit here. So it has a... Come on. It has an import selection tool and an export selection tool. So I would say this. Let's export this that we have selected so that we can try to figure out the format. It's CSV. That's perfect. It's probably going to be once per chunk. We can sort that out. Then we can run this whole thing, and then afterwards we can import open a copy of the world, which is going to be enormous, but fine. And open all the claims and then copy them back in, basically. Yeah, my drive is basically full. That's interesting because I ran out of disk space when I extracted the fan server files, and so I had to clear up a whole bunch of data, which meant that by the start of this stream I had 70-80 gigabytes free. So something has used up a ton of data very quickly. What the heck? Mining Mesa has a welcome build. Yeah, so I'm gonna say this. It's probably better to manually deselect claims using the map than it's gonna be to try to programmatically do it. But now I actually do need to look at my disk, because It's going to be a problem if we run out of disk space here in the middle of this. And apparently the process is eating a bunch of disk space. Apparently I have another copy of Fan Server Season 3, probably from last time we did this. So I guess I'm going to... Should be no reason for me to keep that. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that. So that's like 25 gigabytes. Because back then the world was a lot smaller. And then apparently I have several copies of another large world. Okay, that should give us a fair bit of space to play with. Let's see. Okay, now we have 52 gigabytes to spare, so let's see. Okay. Let's try to apply the stuff from this map. So it's gonna all be like... Okay, so I have the save window open somewhere, I guess. It's not really wanting to... Oh, there it is. Come on, PC, you can do it! I guess it's just been eaten up by swap space. Page files, 78 gigabytes. Yep. We're just using up all of my SSD as memory. That's what's going on. Okay, let's see. So let's basically start from this corner, I suppose. So the coordinates here are negative 4,000, negative 5,500-ish. Does this map have coordinates? So I guess this is actually the mining desert, right? Negative 3,000, negative 3,000. Yeah, this is definitely the mining desert. So that's a potential that we would actually want to select more stuff here. Yeah, thank you, Fabian. I don't need a list of the claims. I have that, obviously, but what I need is, like, coordinates in context, not just coordinates. But I figured, yeah, what MK just said, I figured it. It's fine. So that actually sends out here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just run this first and delete everything like this, and then we'll delete the mining desert and mining mesa specifically. This is interesting. There's a claim right next to the mining desert, which is at 2,000... negative 2,300, negative 2,600. So let's find that. Oh, right. That's this stuff. So I don't think that was selected anyway, but it's actually been pretty close. So like that line is like here, and it's directly on the border of... Yeah, the border of that claim is like along this river, and it's right on the border of the mining desert. Okay. To the south of this, entire thing is Oxygen's Islands out here. Cute. Weird view from above. Silent Rob space is down here. It's also not selected. So that's looking good. Much further down. Okay, there's Ricanio land is... I can't. I lost track. Negative 2,000 and about 0. Oh, it's even further down. It's this stuff. Yeah, Thomas, what we'll said is we'll do the like a main prune first, and then we'll manually reset like the mining desert and mining mesa. We'll figure out the rest of it first. So this is all fine. This is not selected. Negative 3,500. So I'll be here. This is all preserved, that should be fine. And there's some farms to the west of that, but they're outside of the initial selection. And then whatever's up here would also be outside of that selection. There's all of Justopia down here. There's Lolimi's claim in the middle. That's like this mountain. That's also outside. My claim's actually kind of intersecting here, I think. So maybe like a few of these. Now that I saw MCA map, in-game map looks sad to me. Oh. Can you upload the exported selection to Discord? Well, you don't want to merge it. You want to sort of remove the claims from it. I guess what we could do is if we make something to exclude the claims. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Let the filters in MCA Selector select stuff, export it, remove the claims from it, and then import it back in. That's the workflow. That makes sense. So let's look at the actual file. It's going to be enormous. I will be super surprised if this does anything except dump every chunk as a number. But let's find out. File's about a 2 megabyte in size, so probably. Yep. Wait. This data makes no sense to me. I guess I'll throw that in the I think I can do that. Thank you, Discord, for like showing us 5 lines of a 2 megabyte file. So it's 4 fields per line. And it would make sense if they were like boxes, but they don't really seem to be. Oh wait, the first 2 numbers of the region. That's totally it. So the first line is 3, negative 11. 3, negative 11. Yeah, that's it. So that's up here. So region region coordinates, then chunk coordinates, global chunk coordinates. Interesting. Those imply whatever. Weird format, but we can work with it. Yeah, we could ignore the region coordinates, but we're gonna have to feed the region coordinates back to the program, so whatever. But I guess we could just filter it line by line and see if that's in some of the in one of the claims or not. Okay, well that's not what I expected to be doing today, but we can do that, I suppose. I'm not really set up to be doing code on stream. Hold up. Step 1, generate a list of all chunk coordinates from list of claims. That's a way to do it, I guess, and then just filter away those lines that match. The other way is to go through to load all the boxes and go through all the lines in a file and just see if they belong to one of the boxes, like if they're within one of the boxes, right? Which I think is actually, it's going to be way more effective than cross-referencing all chunks to all chunks. I need... Visual Studio Code is trying to get me to take surveys and stuff right now. Okay, so let's do that, I guess. I am going to need... Give me a moment. Let's see, fan server there. Actually, that. Nothing a good Perl script can't fix. True. Don't think I will use Perl for this though. Oh god. Just trying to find my data. Yeah, this is MCA Selector that we're looking at. You don't like Perl, I'll tell her. I used to be a master of Perl scripting. But we're not matching regular expressions at the moment, so I'll skip. How is it gonna look if I try to put the code overlay on this thing in OBS? It's gonna be horror, isn't it? I did this to my SSP and deleted my output. Had to read and scratch and move my build to the new world. I presume that you had backups. Yikes. Let's see. Lime bot. that. Sorry for not showing stuff for a bit here. I just need to make sure that I have stuff set up in a good way. Why? What the heck? Where you end up? Oh, in the wrong place. Good stuff. Okay. $105 claims. Let me see if I can figure this out then. Oh, that does that. Okay, that's gonna be annoying. Let me switch to this, see what... That didn't work in a multitude of ways, didn't it? Okay, hold up. I need this. And I need this, I suppose. Okay. Now Visual Studio is not showing for some reason. Okay. Stuff's going on. There we go. Okay. So that's loaded all the claims data. Jeez. Thanks for the encouraging comments. I should just do stuff off stream, I suppose. We need to get the CSVs.
I am entertained.
Thank you. Good stuff. Comma value separate. Yes. But there's some way to do that in one line, but whatever. Just a reminder, this is not a thing that I was prepared for doing today. Oh hey, there's a CSV package.
I am also entertained.
Thank you. Let's see. What was that? Okay, csv.reader file. I have no idea what format you get this. Yeah, this would be faster if I wasn't on stream, let's just say that. Let's do this. What does this do? Oh wait, does that? Yeah, that captures that. Interesting. Oh, we need the selection in the right folder, of course. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we get an array. Oh, well, that was kind of useless. We're getting an array of strings, but whatever. Which is one long. So it's like that? Yeah, okay. Chunk. Wait, it's the other way around? Or, let's see. That does it. Okay, cool. So now we have the chunk coordinates in chunk 0 to 3. So we want to check that. So actually the x coordinate of that chunk is chunk 2, because that's weird, times 16. So we want to test that. And these are the coordinates that we want to check against every single claim. Line is a tuple of the values in the row. Yeah, but it's not split because it's expecting commas, and I can't be bothered to look up exactly how to use the CSV module. So we're checking every single claim. And claims is a dictionary, so that's fine. Maybe I can just this is how the claims data looks. So like there's a name and stuff, but it has a box, so that's what we're looking for. Wait, what was the X0 on? Okay. They are actual integers. I guess. That's its inside, so that's that. Can we know the S3 map folder size? Yeah, I did that at the start of the stream. The overworld is 31.7 gigabytes, the nether is 6 gigabytes, and the end is 18.5 gigabytes. That's the total size. Which window? This window. Run the filter. Wait, what? Wait, box is a string? What? It's actually this, I think. Okay, that failed here. What? Wait, the last line in the selection is 2? That makes no sense. I guess it's... Whatever. But that's what it's supposed to, at least. So now we have an output. Looks like this. Reasonably, this should be slightly smaller than the input selection. If something touched. Which it should, because some part of the mining desert should be in. So this output is 117,454 lines. And the input is smaller. That's a problem. What? Wait. What? No, it's smaller. Never mind. I for some reason I thought 170,000. This is 117,000. So that's actually correct. So, with that done, what we expect... Oh god, come on. You can do it, little MCA Selector. Please. What we expect to happen, especially around here, is for basically the entire little left-hand side here to disappear. This is the mining desert up here, and we expect this selection to just not have any of that. It's supposed to be a big square there. So let's load the selection from this and let's find out if it works. Good. Super tense. Let's see. Hello? It's trying. Little MCA Selector that tried its best. Yes. It's great that we have like super tense music to find out if the coding worked. Come on. It's just good. You just need to open a file selection dialog. That should not be taking long. Jeez. It's only got 8 gigabytes of memory loaded now too, so like... it probably needs to allocate a gigabyte or two more just to, you know, get to the point where it can open this file dialog. Blue screen of death is imminent. No, really, like it's... Maybe I should just have like unselected everything first, or maybe that's what it's working on doing. I really don't know. It's allocated a bunch of stuff, then dropped a bunch of memory again, and now it's allocating memory again. I just don't know. But it's eating 6% of my CPU time, so yeah. Snow smiley friend is best. Best smiley friend. This is a little worrying given like the thoughts of how long this is going to take when we apply it to the entire world, because we're going to have to do that. We can do it in pieces, but we're still going to need to do it. 8 gigabytes isn't enough for a file selection box. Yeah, but I mean, it's up to 8.5 now, so it's getting there. The same code works in my console, but not in the script. See, you used bash, that's your problem. Yeah, so we went from super ominous music to a track titled 1,000 Hollow Words. That's not going to be ominous at all, is it? Alright, so we're starting to come up to... Oh, there it is! Almost 9 gigabytes, and yes, we managed. This application though, it's struggling. Bash is great. Bash is amazing, but not when you need to do anything more complicated than the very basics. It can do it, but it's just the wrong tool. Come on, I want to select the file here. It's not a hard task. Come on, MCA Selector. Let me select the file on my PC. It should not be hard. Never found Java applications to be very efficient. Well, they can be. It's just like... There are always, you know, applications that aren't exactly great. Bashing bash. Oh. 12 hours straight.
The Lime seems to be struggling. It's okay, Mr. Lime.
First ever rage quit. Here it is. Oh, also, we've used up 20 more gigabytes of my SSD. So, that's great. Okay, now it's actually, like, responding. This stuff. It's good. Good stuff is happening. Output. Oh, look at that. That's a claim. I was gonna say they're suspiciously well aligned with the region borders, but they're actually not. This one is kind of. This is exactly two regions that got deselected. Hey, Mince. Okay, and we had a bunch of stuff down here. This has all been deselected. I guess that's the end of that. A bunch of... This is weird, though. These are, like, entirely deselected. Is that expected? Is there stuff up here? Is it weirdly big deselection? I don't necessarily think so, because the what is it called? The mining desert is here. But what we could do is we can run it again and just make it print. We can just make it print at what it's filtering away. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm gonna need that in here. Name? Maybe? Name. Wait. Live ass. Okay. That's fine. Name. There's no claim in the snow area. Interesting. So we done something wrong. For claiming. Chunks in. Okay. And I'm missing a plus here. Let's do this. All right. Filtered 100 chunks in. Okay. Can I show this to you in some easy manner? No, not really. All right. Filtered. Oh, I can do this, I guess. We'll just that. That's the output. So why these then? This is before or after GIF in the Discord general. Interesting. Oh, that's good. Perfect. The weird thing though is that, like, the script removed, what is that, about less than 10,000 chunks, right? And that matches up. So if we look at the output, that has 117,000, and we started with 126,000. So we've removed about 9,000 some lines, and more of them seem to have vanished when we actually loaded it into the program. Like, that's a lot more. So the question is why? Because this, I mean, I'm a little distrustful of this tool too. Wait, okay, clear. Please tell me I'm not gonna regret that. Import selection. How long it's gonna take to open the file dialog this time? It was quicker this time, good. I'm gonna open the original selection. Okay, that looks good. Nice, okay. Clear it again. Import. The filtered one. Okay, so that still looks the same. Interesting. So this is region -3, -6. Wait, what? Okay. So there's something in this file format that I don't understand, because there's like there's just a line. Oh! Oh, okay, so if the entire chunk, if the entire region is selected, it's just listed as the region itself. So that's what my script didn't understand. That's why it barfed on 2. Okay. That makes sense. So the reasonable way to do this is to just treat that as if it is every single chunk. And okay, so then X is that, right? I believe. That should be the lower corner. And so let's start by assuming that all of the chunks are in it. Well, no, as far as I know, there are no empty files. We can do this though. How do you... Wait. Thank you. In rain... It's like this, right? Can't remember. Trying to verify this real quick. Yes, okay. What will overheat first? Lime's brain, Lime's computer, or the whole Sweden? Like all of Sweden has already overheated, so that's we're already done. How do you? I think you can do that. If what could go wrong? Well, first of all, we could have a window that goes past the bottom of the screen or the stream. That's the thing that could go wrong. Print. No, not print. Output not right. Line. Okay, this is the tricky case. So here's when we've cut it in pieces. And then ideally we should have a list of them already there. Actually, we just check all of them with this. Let's maybe just do dx dz. Alright, let's do the full things. Let's annoying. Let's included. Maybe just print a deal with me in the else. Yeah. It might be the case that doesn't happen. We'll see. Now I've already basically made it though, so essentially what we want is the original line, which is the chunk, the region coordinates, plus just the chunk coordinates, which is that. So that's string of chunk 0 semicolon string of chunk 1. Wait, do I have two things called chunk here? Yeah, I do. It's because this isn't really chunk. Overview's kind of awful here, but that's fine. Alright. Oh yeah. There.
Yay.
Too much switching of languages. There's no way this works on first attempt either, so we'll just see. Could have printed something in the else case to see if it ever happens. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as it works. It's taking a while.
Pause reminder. In the meantime, I can catch up. Tongue.
Well. Okay, this is taking an awful long time. But I guess it's gonna have to... Wait, I've been extremely silly. There's this many blocks in a region, not this many chunks. Little bit of an oops. That would take a long time, yes. So that should be it. That should be a lot quicker too. It said it filtered the same amount of chunks, which is, I think, what we expected. Yeah, exactly the same. But what we expect is also that the output now has some of these, I think it was 3 and -6? Wasn't it? -3, -6. Oh, helpful. Wait. So maybe it didn't work? I would have expected that to be included here. Let's just load it in. See what happens. Clear this. Import. This thing. Still clearly wrong. Yeah. That is definitely why things were suspiciously lined up. That's also why I was suspicious of it, because like it kind of indicated some form of... Okay, so we got none of these, which is interesting. That indicates that none of the chunks were in. Oh, wait. Yeah, that makes... Does that make sense? So... -3. So if we did that to that, that doesn't make sense, does it? Don't apologize for using a thing. I think your is in might be the wrong way around. Hold up. Is in is if it's in the claim. Oh. So if it's in the claim, then it should be removed from the selection. That's devious. But that's right, thank you. And we still filtered exactly the same amount of chunks, okay. Which is reasonable. Let's just load it in and see if it looks better. There you go. This is interesting though. Is there actually a claim that looks like that? Where did that map go? There it is. I get rid of a whole bunch of windows on my screen here. Okay, no. There really isn't. What am I expecting here? Where does the mining desert end? It cuts. I'm expecting these to also be removed, is what I'm expecting. So the mining desert kind of goes across here. So it basically, for those that were where the entire region was in the selection, it's just not removed it. So it clearly works on this and this, because there is a couple of little things that were already included, so that's okay. That's fine. Got work to do still. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about here. I think the problem... Wait. Please brain, please work. Okay, so -3 would start from -96. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So coordinates, I think, do make sense. What do we actually get in the output file? So did I get the -3, -6? Okay, I got the entire region. So we ended up in all in. So am I like inverting this too? Probably am. Okay, so okay, so it's in. Let's just invert this. If it's in, then it's in a claim. So basically, this should be none in, which means that none of the chunks were in a claim. Which is basically the same as the length of that array being 512, right? No, wait. 32 squared. So included means the chunks that were in a claim now. Wait, no? Yeah, okay. So what included actually means is what I want here is the things that weren't in claims. Can't code to this music. Okay, so let's do this instead. Not in claims. Claim. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so not in claims. We're adding that, and we can just inline this. Okay, so not in claims is now a list of the things that are not in claims, which means they should be written. If the length of that is the same as the input size, which is 32 times 32, then we just write the whole thing. Otherwise, let's just write the chunk. That should be it. This means we hit none of them, so write all of them. Otherwise, just write the ones that were not in claims. So now the variable names are reasonable enough that you can actually read this and understand it. What I'm expecting is that it filters out more of the mining desert. But it doesn't. So we're not actually hitting this. Why? Are we even... Are we even hitting this? Oh, we'll stay here. Yeah, we definitely are. Hey, winner!
12 months sliced one, yay. Time flies. I guess time didn't have anything better to do last year.
Well, as with many other of us, I guess time also had time. Kind of trying to see if I end up with something that is completely unreasonable. Okay, so for -3 and -6, which is the one that we were looking at all the time, it's starting at -96 and -192. That seems correct. I mean, we're obviously hitting this, right? Because it's here. Does the region 00 start at X0, Z0? No, the corner, the start of the region is always the lower corner. So -1 starts at -32. You don't subtract because the number is already negative, right? Otherwise you'd get a gap, right? So what I'm saying is region -1 doesn't start at 0 and go downwards. It starts at -32 and goes upwards. What's with the creepy music? So we never get here, which means that we always... Or do we? Let's verify that.
Yay.
No, we never get there. So whenever we verify this, we find that none of our chunks were in a claim, which makes no sense because we know that some of them should be. What does our data look like? So this is definitely a global chunk coordinates. What the heck? I mean, I guess I'm just printing whatever we're testing then. It looks like it's doing the right thing. What the heck? I am very confused. So if we take a specific chunk here and just say, hey, this thing should not be in, that's -225, -259. -225. -259. So definitely try that chunk. And we expect that to be inside of the mining desert, right? Oh, we're passing in chunk coordinates here. Block coordinates here, not chunk. God dang it. All right. Now it all makes sense all of a sudden. Here. Okay. I removed that, so I'm just expecting to see a bunch of bleep now. I'm getting bleeps. Let's remove that. Run it again. Go back here. Zoom back out. Why do I always end up writing custom software? Output. Let's go. It's good. Very nice. This looks exactly like it should, I think. All right. So we now have a solution for for actually pruning. Nice. 3 little chunks going away there. So I am going to delete these. And then we're gonna run it on a larger thing, and I guess that's a good time for a pause. Alright, let's get rid of some chunks. What does it say? 164,430 chunks. Yep, totally sure. Do the thing. Oh. Yeah, even deleting the chunks is gonna take some time. Well, I guess we just go for a break then. Thank you so much for all the support in the meantime while I've been looking at code here. Thank you for the follows and the bit. I appreciate it. And well, there's going. It's going. Let's see how that looks. After the deletion, it will be a bit faster. Yeah, I would presume that it'll like speed up a little bit. How's my disk space doing? Because that's a little worrying. Still have 65 gigabytes free. That should hopefully be enough. This is an interesting just region of things that it's just left to do last. I guess they were touched, so it needs to recalculate the cache. That makes sense. No, it didn't only delete entire regions. But everything that where it went in and deleted chunks, I guess it needs to regenerate the preview image. Which makes sense to me. So, okay. Let's see this. So we have here's this sort of boundary of where we operated last time. So if we move the entire map over to kind of there, this is negative 4,000, give or take. So I am going to do selection. No, I'm not. I'm going to do tools. Sooner or later, I should just not be looking at stuff. Let's not look at stuff. Tools, filter. I feel like the display is the part that's the worst part here. So inhabited time 10 minutes. Palette does not contain shulker box, and X position. It is definitely still loading. Yes, I should never have gone there. X position is less than negative 4,000. I promise I tapped it. There we go. So not selection only this time, and so let's try to take everything on that, like that piece of the world, and see if that works. So X position less than negative 4,000 and the same conditions that we had before. So I'm gonna let that go and we'll go to a break. So we'll have a beer back screen up and we'll play some ads. That is to get rid of pre-roll ads for whenever we come back, so that people can join in the stream without getting an ad in their face, which is kind of nice. Thank you, Twitch. So that's gonna keep going, I guess. This will take a long time. That's why it's good that this is running in the background. So take a moment, go get some snacks, go get some drinks, or at least just get up and stretch, and we'll be right back. This music was used in some video, but which one? It's a good question. I don't know if I have a good... I could probably find out. Apparently not, unless I'm misspelling. Hermitcraft recap? Wait, what? Is the complete world / seed going to be printed like this? That's the idea. Does Hermitcraft recap use circle? I know I've tinkered with that song, but I think I've like abandoned it and used something else. Because sometimes I start with one song for like a time lapse or something, and then change it out to another. That was one of the most recent Legacy episodes. But I think yeah, there are a bunch of songs that are kind of like that though. So region -37 negative. That's quite a lot of regions out there. Let's just hope that this actually like fits in memory. So last time we were up to like 32 gigabytes of RAM before we gave up. Now it's like 12 gigabytes. So that seems okay. Maybe I should have just done like negative a lot more. Like, we can't even see a little blip on it yet. But I guess it will go through all... Because it doesn't know that it only has to go through, like, this many chunks, I guess. Or depends on how smart it is. The filters. But it should, like, reject a bunch of the chunks very quickly. I really hope it checks the x-coordinate without actually loading the chunk. What is negative 4,000? Like, what region is that? Like, we have negative 33. That's kind of nuts. And Z negative 74? Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. So basically we now have a method for the madness. We just need to execute it. So that's basically just done, I suppose. We just chill until this is done. The nice thing about this is, like, yes, this is taking a bunch of time, but for every chunk that we remove, it's a one chunk that doesn't need to that doesn't need to be upgraded later, which takes even longer. So deep pairs, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how this thing is implemented. It definitely could. I have no idea how this is implemented, and like, it seems slow enough that yes, it's certainly possible that it's less than great in terms of how filters are implemented. But it's still on region negative 35 and whatever, so like, it's not even close to that yet. What is that anyway? So negative 4,000. So that's just like, we're going to somewhere like region negative 8. It's going to be an enormous selection regardless, even if we're restricting it to, well, less than half of the world. Maybe I should have done like negative Z, negative X first. Just a quarter of the world. I really don't know. Like, would have been great if it would have loaded stuff and cached it. there's all the potential in the world to make this tool better, but it's like it's one of those tools that's just good enough to use, right? And you don't use it often enough to actually, you know, for there to be a need for something better. So, didn't expect you to do a 24-hour stream today. Neither did I. And I will not. So I guess we will multitask this thing. So we will stop doing this because, well, I mean, this will be going. This will be selecting stuff while we're doing stuff. And instead, I am going to get the latest versions of the data packs and we'll work on those because they will need to be updated. I guess it's from an old slicedlime video that just didn't have the music title in its description. Well, the thing is, I always have that. So I don't know. Like, it's literally a part of the licensing for those tracks, so it's always there. Yes, I've done that since the... Oh, wait, no. I might be lying. Hotbar Survival used on-screen credits. So at the end of every episode, there was like a plate of the music. So those might not have had the names in the description. So it might be a Hotbar Survival episode then. I actually thought that I didn't have Circon's music back then, but that's the only exception, I think. Don't believe that I did that with Glass Core. So once I started Glass Core, I'd stopped that. Okay. So I'm gonna get the latest versions of the packs directly from the server before we do anything else. Oh no, definitely don't want to do that. Data packs. Oh yeah, it's just one pack. Huh. I saw negative 22 there. That's an improvement. And server. I haven't looked at this pack in like forever. I mean, wouldn't you expect that this progress bar would have at least a sliver, like a pixel? Yeah, it's definitely the type of song that I would have in a time lapse. Sadly, I don't really have a way to search through source files on it. Okay. Data packs. Fan server. That's supposed to be 7 now. That's the first thing. This should be fine. Lock tags. It's also fine. That should be okay. The only thing that changed in advancements was just the block tests and stuff like that, so this should be okay. Wait. Yeah, no, this just replaces an existing one. Oh, Izuma uses Zircon? He doesn't do that many, like, time lapses or something like that in my style, does he? Okay, so the first thing is obviously the sleep pack, right? Sleep pack is now very different, so let's see. Tick does check sleep. Something here runs the morning thing. Yeah, so that's basically the thing we want to keep, and everything else needs to go away. Because everything else is replaced by the game rule now. So we can get rid of all of this. Check for morning. Is it okay, this, by the way? Can you see properly even with this map in the background? Alright, cool. So, this is unnecessary. We don't need to check count. Request night. Okay, we don't need that. Okay, so request night is basically players requested that next night should not be skipped. Good. Okay. So we just... Next night request 0. Okay. So instead of just setting that, we will basically do game rule, player sleeping percentage. I suppose 100. We don't have to disable it, right? If that player also is then in bed, then it will make sense. So we'll switch between basically 25% and 100% rather than 101, which we could also do. 101 would mean that it would be impossible to skip them. It's not in Hot Party Survival. Yeah, but the descriptions of Hot Party Survival, what I'm saying is it's like there's the music is listed at the end of the videos. Do I also have the music in the descriptions? So in the morning, what we're gonna do is the inverse. So game rule player sleeping percentage 25, and then we just enable. So that should fix the sleeping stuff. They all have the artists. Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense, I guess. So I believe that fixes that. And then we can actually just delete a bunch of these files. Check counts, not needed. So we don't need skip anymore. We just need morning and request night. Cool. Then we have some pregen stuff that's definitely not used anymore. And that will never, so let's just get rid of that. Update playtime. Oh yeah, update dimension. I don't know if I need that. I do for the claim system, yeah. I mean, Fabian, it's definitely possible that I've just made a mistake, right, too. But I don't think I have any way of identifying that mistake in that case. So it's still at negative 25, negative 31s and stuff. But it needs to be done, so let's just let it go. My handsock. Thank you for, what is that? 14 months. Yikes. I suppose. It's up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and using about 20% of my CPU, so I guess it's doing the thing. Sliced lime is human. Gasp. Okay, so then the next thing to check is the claim system. And claim system is worse because it's a way more complicated system. So update dimensions shouldn't be... It's just basically... Yeah, it's just writing a score. And this is all to offset the fact that dimension is no longer in the data. So that should be fine. Yeah. We're just doing a position-based selection in each dimension. Okay, check claims. Update playtime. We'll do that first because it should be dead simple. This is fine. And update player hours, which is just doing some scoreboard operations. Those haven't changed. And then claims. So we're picking a player. Let's check current player and then remove that. Okay. So this is getting a bunch of position values that hasn't changed. What would have changed? I mean, the item... We don't do any item stuff here, though. So this should, like, the claims really should work. Let's just enter current. That would be fine. Okay, so this then should be it. That should be done. And the only way to... We'll test it on the server, I guess. I could try to test it out in single player, but that kind of doesn't really make sense. Hey, I see blue! I see something on the progress bar! Woohoo! Okay, so that's just gonna take forever. Okay, yeah, well, that's just the thing now. But again, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be stuff that we then end up not paying for in terms of upgrade costs, so it's probably in the end still saving us time, I would guess. Alright, so that's the data pack done. Yep. Six, 7, 8. Nice. Seem it's picked up the pace. So the thing is, it might have been either that there were, like, because it was right at the edge of things, it had a bunch of chunks that it never loaded before. Because remember at the start of the stream, I zoomed out way at to the as much as we could, and it loaded a whole bunch of those to generate the map. So maybe those were in cache somehow. It's also possible that there was just a bunch of stuff out there that there was as much stuff there, I guess, because somebody has an area that they'd explored a whole bunch or whatever. So I don't know. It's now down to -17 and stuff, -45. Okay, never mind. It just seems pretty random, I guess. But it does seem like it's... Yeah, I agree. It seems like it's moving faster now. So I guess that's a good sign. What are we doing in the meantime? So one thing is, like, the server upgrade is definitely not going to be done today. What I'm hoping for is that we get far enough today that I can start the upgrade, right? And if we start... Yes. So if we get this done, we get all the chunks removed, then we start the server with the force upgrade, because that's what's going to happen. Then it's going to run. It's going to definitely take probably until tomorrow night anyway. So that's kind of the target, so that I don't have to go to bed tonight without having that running, because that means we just lose 8 hours of processing. Check the MCA analyzer's source code, and from what I can tell, it immediately discards regions that don't match the C position. Well, it's an X position filter in this case, so I hope that applies too. But yeah, I haven't seen any region number that doesn't have chunks in the right span yet. So hopefully by the time that this reaches sort of here-ish, it will just like complete, because every other region will be just trivially outside the filter. What do we do in the meantime? We have one custom mod on the server that I need to update, but it's also trivial. It's just going to be a rebuild. I'm pretty sure all it does is remove the seed command. And so I'll do that off stream. We've done enough coding on stream now. Are we just doing a just chatting style stream now? Is that what it is? Or should I, like... Please don't hover over the cancel. What? I have no association with any other audio on top of that track, and I'm also pretty sure that it wasn't cut off, so either it just was an extremely long time lapse, which is unlikely, or my memory is overreacting and associating one certain track with another. So yeah, I think I still have a loose wither on Legacy. Wow. Should have learned to not dabble with withers. Is there a way to tell a chunk is generated at 1.17? You like just on a world in general is what you're saying? I don't believe that this chunk stores its initial data version. So the thing is, I don't want to do anything that's like heavy while this is going on. It's eating up basically all my computer resources, right? It's allocated 36 gigabytes of RAM again. So like trying to play on Legacy while this is going on is not really in the books right now, I think. I'm just hoping that we run out of chunks to select before we run out of memory here, basically. So I guess, yeah, because I was thinking, like, should I try to do a bingo run or something too? But yeah, that's definitely, I shouldn't. 37 gigabytes. This program is not written with memory consumption in mind. And 38. Well, we're on the like -14 stuff. The cutoff is -8, so it really should run out of chunks pretty soon. It's already using swap memory. Like, that's fine. It's just slowly eating away at the space on my SSD as well, because it's using so much memory. That Legacy Wither fight was like a Path of Exile boss fight. It was so damn cool. Thank you. I really wanted to make a custom boss fight for it, and I was kind of thinking about how to do it and running low on time, so. Like it's loading the entire region files and then not dumping the memory afterwards. It's really weird until it's done with the entire filter. So like then it will do that. I do like bingo. Yeah, I would I would play a lot of bingo if I had more time. Make a fork of this program with memory consumption in mind. Well, that's just a pull request, I would imagine in that case. But I feel like I do enough of programming of Minecraft related stuff already. Right? 42 gigabytes. Devil's Spirit by Zircon sounds similar. Yeah. There are a few of those, like, that are very similar, right? So I also don't trust YouTube's search at all, because I know that I've done this before where I've like searched for a song title and I haven't found it, despite that it was actually in a description. So yeah, I mean exclusively a sound swap, so you can do other things using normal RAM. Well, I guess, but I also like this is kind of the most important thing that I have going on right now. So time to download all the descriptions. I suppose it's just like a few thousand. If you don't, yeah. If you do it on an account that doesn't generally do a bunch of requests, then I think that you should be able to do that before you run out of API queries for YouTube. Unless you were just doing it by like crawling the web pages, but that doesn't sound great. Let's talk about the fan server instead, because that's a thing. I've been thinking a bit lately about sort of the rules that we have on the fan server. So some of the rules that we have had are specifically to preserve performance and stuff. Some of them are related more to like style of play. Basically, we've had a no dupe rule, which I still don't want to have duping of items, but we could talk about allowing duping of TNT, for instance. We could definitely talk about what we do when 1.18 comes out. So do we want to blend that in, or do we want to actually completely reset? Because there is an option to I've talked about this old blending program that I've had that basically made a smooth transition between old and new. So that's an option to try to update that and like blend in the between. But given, like, look at this, like where we've built is like tiny islands of stuff. So restarting would be an option. Would you want to reset your portal? I mean, I'm always of the opinion that long-running worlds are more interesting. I don't necessarily want to reset my portal, but I also realize that it's a reasonable option. Yeah, for 1.18 is what we're talking. It depends a lot on how the old chunk would be modified. Well, think about it more as like we would do essentially this. We would prune out the chunks and then we would blend out the stuff that's outside. Isn't blending already in the plans officially from 1.18? There's some form of blending in the plans. Whether it's good enough for what we want to do on the server remains to be seen. Yeah, that's true, Fabian, but some people just like restarts too. Which I don't. Trim random chunks, chaos everywhere. that was not the plan. One of the interesting things about a reset or a restart is that we could restart on different rules, I guess, so that's the thing. Reset their bases, I have TNT, nice. Yeah, so the reason I don't like resets, normally is because I like doing big projects. And because of the way things work out, you know, especially now that I'm also on Legacy and stuff, is I have much less time to play on the server than other people. And that's always going to be the case. There's always going to be the case that there's somebody who plays less, who has less time to play than somebody else. Which means that either that person accepts that they just never finish big projects, or that the other people accept that, you know, we play longer. Like, maybe just a more aggressive trim. Yeah, maybe. So I'm always going to be kind of in favor of blending like that's why I made that program, and that's why I kept that world alive from beta all the way to 1.7. And we even blended in another group that played Minecraft, and we took their entire server, took their world and blended it in as a part of our world, and then connected them up, right? So that was a really cool usage of that program. It didn't even have the same seed, so yeah, that was it. And the nice thing is, yes, you get this, like, here's the new region, here's the old region and stuff, but it builds history in your world too. So I really kind of like that. But then obviously you get this, like, here there are different areas that are from different eras, so to speak. Did it work well? It worked. You know, it was reasonable. I think it's possible to do a better job at it, but it worked. You know, you could see where we had like a long train track, and then obviously everything else around it got kind of blended. So you could see that you had like because the seeds, like the world gen changed completely, right? So you got like, this was desert before, but now there's like a swamp next to it, and there's a line of desert running through it, right? So you got some weird edge cases like that. But overall, I really liked it. Ethos pretty much resigned to that and plans to pretty much only do random spontaneous stuff in the current Hermitcraft season, because he can never finish anything big anyway, because it keeps resetting all the time. Yeah, that's a little bit what annoys me with that, but it works better for me on a content creator focused server. Oh, we're at -7, -8 now, so we should be basically, he's starting to hit the threshold for when it starts going fast. Cool. It works better on a content creator server, because then a lot of it is focused around the sort of process of building, and you're making time lapses and stuff like that. But for a world where, you know, I care about the result, and I guess I did that too on Legacy, so I shouldn't say that it's that much of a difference, to be honest. Holy crap, we're gonna run out of disk space again because we're swapping so much memory. Please, 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 this is not a chunk that you're supposed to be looking at. Okay, I am gonna need to quickly just delete something. What else is big? Oh, I could get rid of some old replay files, I guess, that I have backups of anyway. Because I have a lot of replays. And they take up some fairly big, it takes 120 gigabytes of replay recordings, yes. Oh, including a backup folder in the folder itself, which is half of it, obviously. Yeah, there are tools for that, Fabian. I like one called WinDirstat, and yes, I'm using Windows on this machine. Okay, so I have a backup folder there. What the heck? Replay recordings. That has the backup folder inside of it. Okay, cool. So I can easily delete 60 gigabytes of stuff here. Good. That should keep us. Now we got 80 gigabytes free. Yeah, Windows Stud is great. It's actually, like, I would consider it best in class. There's a bunch. I've never seen anything as intuitive to use for other systems. I keep like missing it whenever I need to go tracking down disk space on other operating systems. Threshold should be around -8, and it seems to be skipping past the regions that have higher values, I would say, but maybe it isn't. Like, it's fine that it goes to them, it should just be very quickly skipping past them, I would say. It is possible that the other filters are causing it to, like, look at stuff. That would be bad. But it's also still dealing with some, like, -58 there and stuff. So it's still hitting regions that it does need to look. My Linux computer is K4 dear stat. Okay. I have not used KDE in a long time though. It's probably why I didn't know about it. I mean, I guess it's fine. This application is now allocated 51 gigabytes of RAM, but I guess fine. That isn't a good way to write applications. Come on. Oh, it's handing back memory. That's a good sign. Oh. Yes, it allocated 51. It topped out at like 51 something. It's so hard to see if it's actually doing something, if it's doing work here on these chunks, or if it's like, can we get to 91? Please no. It's so hard to say if this is like just us being slow at showing stuff, or if it's actually like spending a lot of time going through these regions, because it really shouldn't. And it does look like it's skipping past a whole bunch of them sometimes. But like, yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the cliffhanger, Fabian. Do you have plans on continuing Compass Quest anytime or other map making projects? Yes, totally. It's all about having time for stuff, and time is a thing I've had very little of lately. Complex Quest definitely is like top of mind for me. I'm sad at that just sitting there the way, but I also think probably right now I'm going to do like an upgrade pass on some of the maps. Like I want to upgrade Entrapment, I want to update Chosen. Probably should I just update Mob Dash 2 and stuff. So like I want to get up to date with my maps first, and then probably go back to Compass Quest. Yeah, it would be interesting to get some of the new things in. I guess copper is really the only thing that comes to mind that should go in. As amethyst stuff could go into, but like all the moss stuff and stuff is just like it's impossible to find in a reasonable manner, so it's not going to be a chosen item. Lost in the captions 71. Is it listed in the description of it? Or have I messed up? That was not a recent video though, so that's probably not what Fabian had in mind. It's not abandoned. It's just waiting, and I just have way too little time to actually work on map stuff. Oh, the typo. Okay. That's been there for a while then. It's actually, I was saying that to people on Legacy the other day. I am thoroughly impressed by how the auto captions have developed lately. So, for those of you who don't know, Lost in the Captions is an old series that I did on the fan server season 1. And the whole point of the series is that in episode 1, I read a message. And the message was basically just an explanation of what the series was about. Then I uploaded that to YouTube. And YouTube did its auto captioning thing. And then in episode 2, I read out what the YouTube captioning algorithm thought that I was saying, which wasn't actually what I was saying. And then I did that again and again and again, and the message kind of morphed. And then in the end, I ended up like kind of stopping the series because the algorithm became not great, but good enough that it's like stopped morphing really. The other day, I was like, okay, this actually about a month ago, I guess, when we did the big Wither fight and event on Legacy, and I was like, okay, there's a bunch of like distorted voices and stuff in this. I should really put in, like, I should make sure that the captions are okay. So I pulled up the auto-generated captions and started going through them and just making sure, like, I made some small adjustments, but it was sort of, you know, in general pretty good. It even caught some of the distorted voices decently well. But the really interesting thing is that when there was a distorted voice that I had put in game or like on screen captions for already, it detected those and didn't put a caption in the YouTube captions. So like it detected that there were captions in the video already and just skipped over that part. The whole thing is just like a pretty impressive system. So that I was like, okay, it did that? Okay. Pretty impressive actually. It like shows you, and this is just a question of a couple of years, right? Like Lost in the Captions, what was that? Like 3 years ago? Or something like that. So over the course of like the last few years, we've gone from the point of quality for auto captioning being so bad that I made a joke out of it to the point where it's so good that it's basically fully useful. Like it makes a couple of mistakes here and there, right? So like that's truly impressive. Right, so this is basically flipping back and forth between 30 some gigabytes allocated RAM and 40 plus 48 it was up to again. So it's doing the thing. It doesn't seem to be early rejecting regions that are on positive, but I don't know if that's just a progress bar not showing. Like now it's sitting on R4 stuff and it should be like instantly rejecting those. So maybe what I'll do for the next pass of selection is that we'll write the X coordinate check first. 50 gigabytes of RAM, yeah. Which is more than I have in the machine. It's using swap space. There's no reason for this application to be using that much RAM at once, right? There's no reason for it to keep all the regions in memory. It's actually... It's more memory than it would take to load all the region files for this entire overworld at once. it could hold all the complete size of this overworld before we started deleting chunks was 31.7 gigabytes. So the rest of it is just like stuff that it's using memory for. Whatever, it's like it's over that limit. Yeah, not very memory effective. This must be related to the redrawing of the GUI. I really, yeah, hope it doesn't. Yeah, it is zipped, that's true. But, like, there should be no reason that it holds all of the uncompressed data for every chunk in the world at once. So yeah, the thing I'm saying is basically there's no reason for this application to hold all the data in memory like it seems to be doing. Because it definitely isn't loading all the world up front, right? But whatever. So it's still hitting negative 16.5 and stuff. So it's still hitting chunks that are on the negative X. So it's definitely still doing some work, but it's moving faster now, I think. So I think it is skipping. They missed a few free on the way in. So the thing is, by the looks of things, if the last selection pass is anything to judge by, it will actually like give free back the memory. Well, it's Java. Yeah, and what they're missing is a bunch of clearing up references to stuff, I suppose. Hopefully, at some point here, it's going to just blaze through the rest of this progress bar. But it is still hitting chunks that are on the negative X, so it's definitely like... I don't know. It's so hard to tell. Is it doing the right thing or not? Who knows? It's spending most of its time swapping stuff in and out of RAM, I guess. So I could cancel this at any point, and it would still, you know, it would keep the work that it has done. So that's the thing we could do, is just cancel and use the selection that we got from that to save it out, run the script or run the Python thing I wrote on it, and just delete those chunks, because then that would, you know, that would free up a lot of the world. And the next pass that we run on it will be a lot faster because all of those things will be gone. But I don't know. Now I want to hit the cancel button and do the way you did before. What do you mean? Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, I guess somewhere we ran out of some crucial system resource. Yes. Basically, the application crashed. A bunch of my browser tabs crashed. OBS crashed. It still did have space on the drive, but I guess Windows just hit some limit and went like, no, you're not taking more RAM here. It's that you're just not. Okay, so we're not doing that. We're gonna have to do it in smaller pieces. Dang. What did you... Yes, continue. Do the thing. So, you're quick to recover. Yeah, I mean, it was just... I've just started OBS back up. Let me try to get back some of my tabs. That's fine. The sad part is we lost the progress from that, so that was kind of pointless. MCA Selector. Oh, good. Good. Now we gotta try to align this, I guess. There we go. Can I open the world? Well then. Okay. Filter chunks. It's completely forgotten that. Okay, good. Let's restart. Okay, inhabited time is less than 10 minutes. Oh, do it the other way around, Lime. Be smart now. X position. Can I move this up and down? Oh, that. There we go. So the X position is less than... Do I dare to do a quarter of the world? That's... If I can't do a quarter of the world, that's kind of rubbish, but like I guess I just can't. I guess what I should be doing is... Oh god. Wait, what happened? I was gone for a second. It ate too much memory. And my computer went, no, you don't. You cannot do that. It's not allowed. So what is like the minimum here? Do we... How far out does this thing go? What's our regions? The sorting here is all kinds of whack. We have regions up at 1900. Okay, that's garbage. So we have regions in the negative to negative 196. Okay. That... Okay, so what if we just take all the chunks that are more than 100 regions out first? Which would be less than what? There's 512 blocks in, so it's like 50,000? Does that even make sense? I guess I'm also gonna skip the shulker box check, I think, because that's gonna have to select the palette, so... It's just in time to see the professional Windows equivalent of a blue screen of that. Yeah, I suppose. Hi, Kim. welcome to Crashtown. So that's nuts. Who went 100,000 blocks out? Let's do that. See, yeah, okay, so it's that's definitely quicker. It's doing things now. It's this like there's indication of life. Inhabited time will still need to check chunks, yes. So it's 24 gigabytes of RAM already. I think most of the chunks are very far from from Explorer maps from search from structures. Oh yeah. Like last time, it took ages before we even saw some blue on the progress bar. It's already allocated 36 gigabytes though, so like I guess it might slow down from just like bonking into actual swap. 40 gigabytes, 41 gigabytes, 42 gigabytes. Like 45 gigabytes. For something that is meant for managing worlds that are always like huge in Minecraft, this is surprisingly memory unaware. 50 gigabytes. 51. 52 gigabytes of RAM. 53. Like, there's no limit to how much memory this thing is just eating up. That's nuts. There's no reason. Okay, release some of it. Let's... Yeah, I think my system is capping it at 64 gigabytes for all of my usage. So, like, either I need to go and, like, increase the swap drive or... Or I will need to figure out something, how to do this. This is just gonna crash again, isn't it? I mean, it is going through them faster, so... No. No, you're just, like, using up all the available RAM. Let's just sitting there chilling at 47, 48 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, it didn't select anything, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. Yeah, so like we didn't even get anything selected. So I'm gonna filter only on the X position. This should mean that it doesn't need to load anything, doesn't need to even look at the chunks, right? It needs to just select. Good, that was quick. It selected nothing. Good, okay, so we can do that. So I'm gonna filter like that first of all then, and we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit aggressive here, and we're gonna try for a quadrant of the world. So we're gonna do X position and... Wait, did I have equals here? No, you have equals. Okay, so I had that. Okay, let's try this again. But at least it was quick. So we verified that it was quick. So we're gonna do that again. And try to only just select everything that is super far out. So selected nothing. Filter chunks. Okay. So let's try it again, but try to select a quadrant of the world. So X position and Z position less than 0. And just do a selection. Just a selection of that. So, okay. So that's a lot slower. Maybe the better thing to do would be to just like select areas of X instead. Let's do that, because then we know that we're... What the heck? Select folder? No, what? Clear this. Filter... Excuse me. So instead of that, we're going to do filter on X position that is less, that is, what did I have? I had negative 50 of that. Okay, so it's going to be larger than or equals than that. Do we have that there? And it's going to be less than... Okay, what's a reasonable... These are all unreasonable numbers. The weird thing is, yeah, these are all like basically empty. There's a region 104 out though that has a bunch of data in it. So why doesn't that get selected? Did I do something? Because X pos here is block position, right? Or am I being silly? Is that chunk position? No, it's got to be... I'm pretty sure that's block position. So what if we try to select everything that is up to 10, region 10 now? That's a little much, isn't it? Let's just go to 10,000. Everything under 10,000 is what I'm going to do. And we're just going to select it. I did something wrong. What? No. There's no way we didn't have any blocks under 10,000. This is 20,000. Negative 20,000. Am I being silly? I think it might be chunk coordinate. That would explain a bunch. Okay. So let's test that assumption then. That would mean that we should have chunks starting at negative 100 region, which is 32 chunks per region. So let's do that instead. And we should see a line going somewhere there. It's selecting stuff. But it's only at 15 gigabytes of RAM this time, so that's good. It is chunk coordinates. Cool. Okay. So that explains that. So what did I have it on before? I had done something completely wrong then. Come on, make it through, please. So the intent is then we'll take this selection and we'll run another filter on only in this selection to refine it. Please work. You're so close to done. It doesn't seem to be eating like excessive amounts of memory now either, so that's good. But if that negative number that I had before, then it should have... Okay, whatever. This is teasing me. This progress bar is teasing me with how close it is to the end. Okay, so I guess new attempt. Let's try to sort of clear the world from the edges and in. Selected 20. It selected millions. No, it selected 250,000 chunks, but I have no idea where they are. Oh, I guess they're just like scattered. There cannot be 250,000 chunks that are like just scattered like that. That's not a thing. Oh, maybe down here. So these are 30,000 out. What am I expecting? 100,000 out? Yeah, so they're like actually out here somewhere. Whatever. We have a selection. That's all that's important. We're going to export that selection. My monument is a negative 13,000. Yeah, but we're looking at negative 100. Right? Which is 50,000 blocks out, basically. Anyway. Doesn't matter, let's just try this out. So yeah, it's 51,000 something. Going there. Right, this selection, it should be about as large, no, twice the size as the other one. Did my console window survive this crash? Yes, it did. I need to go back to that folder. Filter, run it. Let's see what it does. It did nothing. Which is kind of expected. Like, we expected nothing to be that far out and also be valued, basically. So that would mean that our output file is exactly the same as our input file. Which it seems to be. It has exactly the same size, so that's good. Which means... well, I should have ran this first, I guess. But in the selection... Filter again. This time we want to filter for inhabited time being less than 10 minutes. And then apply to the selection only. and okay. Yeah. So that's the idea. Filter for the region, then take away on any claims in the area, then filter for the inhabited time,
Pause
and then
reminder.
delete. That's the chain. Thank you. I think we might see if this works first. Then we can take another break while it's selecting. I don't know. We'll find out where it first is, like super slow, and then take another break while it's doing that, I guess. This is unexpectedly complicated. Where's our lowest x coordinate claim? I've closed my claims, so. Does somebody have the map up? You can tell me where's the westernmost claim. So we're expected basically that this is counting. Is it counting up or down? It's counting up. So we're expecting this to be essentially 250,000 chunks that it selects, because I don't see how people have spent that much time out at 50,000 blocks, but it's possible, I guess. Mining mesa. Where's that? Like what's the low x coordinate of the mining mesa? So the mining mesa is more westerly than the mining desert. Huh. I thought it was like southeast of it for some reason. Okay, that's it. So we have 275,000 chunks. Okay, cool. And they are all somewhere. Here's regions -100. So these are selected. Yeah, that's a ton of stuff. Okay, 11,000. So where does this selection end? Here, yeah, this region 102. And then these are 100. Okay, cool. So that seems to have worked. I have no idea where the actual like contents of this is. It seems like unreasonable, but we have chunks like so far down and so far up. So I'm just gonna delete these. 275,381 chunks going bye-bye. I'm hoping that it deletes the full region files. It seems to have. Yes, good. Okay, so then let's go to... Here's the start of actual contents, and that's at 20... That's a 2... Oh, we have the chunks coordinates there, so let's go to maybe chunk... Like, there's not much content until here. So that's chunk 1,000. Which is... What is that? Chunk 1,000 is about 16,000 blocks out. So there's still no claim there. Might make sense to just delete region files below a certain size. I don't think that those are what's causing the... what's causing our problems though, so I want another X position check here. We're gonna switch this one around and then another less than, and we'll go to 1,000, -1,000 that is. And I guess, do I do the same thing again, or do I try it with this? Let's maybe keep this and try and see if it works. So we're going from negative, well, everything below this is gone, so we're going to -1,000 chunk out, which should be, what region is that? That's in chunks, so that's -32 is the highest. But let's try it. So while that is running and potentially crashing my computer, let's have another break. It's definitely slower this time. I'm not sure that's a smart thing to do. I'm not, like, even though I think Violin checked the code, to me it seems like it's potentially actually looking at the contents of the regions, even though it shouldn't be. The weird thing is that it worked, so... This is selecting 40,000, so maybe it's fine. Let's try this. We'll go to a break and see how it's going when we come back, and then if it's at risk, we'll just redo the whole thing like the same way we did it last time. But it's worth a shot because this is going to be so much easier. But whatever, we'll see. Be right back screen coming up and ads playing just to get rid of pre-roll ads later, and go take a stretch or grab a drink or something, and we'll be right back. Hello. I think MCA might not have and condition optimization does all the tests even if one failed. Yeah, I think that might be the problem here, because like it's now again up to 45 gigabytes of RAM. So we're gonna cancel, and we're gonna do basically that. It shouldn't need to allocate memory for just selecting the things, right? So I think what we're gonna do is we're going to filter chunks. I'm gonna remove this requirement, so now we're only selecting on. Actually, you know what? The other option is to just go delete, but I can't do that because it doesn't let me check. Dang. So one thing I was thinking about... Can I not, like, add a group? If I could express the entire set of claims in here as well, we could just run delete right away. Rix! Thank you for 3 months of Prime. Thank you, thank you. So let's do this. Let's just select that. But just by coordinates. This should be super quick. Why is this not quick? Oh. Why does this application still have 45 gigabytes? That's the one I pressed, Fuzzu. It just seems to be adding one, like a row. There's something I haven't understood there, but... I don't know if it's better or worse if I'm like not looking at the place. Urge to write your own tool for this is increasing, isn't it? Not necessarily. I'm more like an urge to actually fix this one. The thing is, if this had an easy way to just import the, a bunch of boxes and say, hey, these are block coordinates that I want to exclude, then we could have easily just imported all the claims and said delete all the things that are, you know, the suboptimal part is that we're selecting things and having them loaded and stuff. If we could just delete them right away, then it would be fine, because then we just run it whole on like a process on the whole world, and then we'd be fine. Strictly speaking, don't need the UI at all. Like, this is MCA Selector, Earth Computer. Also, hi. But this seems more reasonable, like it's doing things. It's only allocated 53 gigabytes of data, so, you know. I mean RAM. I'm gonna have to do it in smaller slices. It's about to hit the maximum limit of what my computer can handle again. But it's also almost done. Like, it seems to have misselected almost everything. Don't do it, MCA Selector. Please, spare my computer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. That's not a good sign. Okay. It's dead, Jim. It's pretty dang close to dead, at least. Okay. So we selected 500,000 chunks there. Cool. And they're all below 70,000. There shouldn't be any that intersect the claims, but I'm going to run the tool on it anyway. Because why not? It shouldn't filter away any of this, but let's verify. It's running, and it's running, it's running. I could, but it will be more entertaining to watch Lime do it on stream. I already had coded my own filter application on top of this. It didn't do anything, so it's good. So that means we now run filter this again, but add a thing. So if I add here, it just does the same thing. So I'm not understanding it. Oh, I could say group. Does that group these? Whatever. Doesn't matter. And the time is less than 10 minutes. I can just do min. Okay. Yeah, I have the option to delete the selected chunks, yes, but I want to filter them further before I do that. So we're going to filter on the selection only, and I'll do inhabited time, and hopefully this isn't too many chunks to do that. Please. It has a ridiculously high memory consumption already at the start of this process. This is not good. Hey, the guy! Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Earth Computer. That's 100 gift subs. That's crazy. Do you get like a... You have a hype conductor thing. I would think that you would get a cool like gift badge or something for that. Oh, you got a new badge? Cool. Oh, there it is. Nice. Awesome. You can edit the text field at the bottom center of the filter GUI and add groups there as double quotes. That seems like a double parentheses to me, but sure. So potentially then the best thing to do is figure out the query language for this, make sure that we can select away the claims that way, and run the whole query, but instead of running it on select, just running it on delete right away. Which is a little more like sketchy, but like it should prevent this problem, because instead of like keeping stuff in memory and selecting it, we're just nuking it directly. But the problem is then I'm kind of trusting this program directly with my fan server data, and this program has not proven to be trustworthy this far. Oh, it just released 40 gigabytes of data. Nice. Now it's down to 10 gigabytes. Or actually, like, was that just like my computer swapping its stuff out? Active private working set. Might have been. Oh, peak working set. I want to see that. It's peaked at 56 gigabytes of allocated RAM. That's not okay. The sad thing is I just want to get to the point where we have some workflow that works and then just run it, right? This seems to be doing the right thing though, so that's at least good. It's leaving some islands here in the center, which is fine. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just split it up into more regions or sections or whatever, slices. We just do like 500 chunks wide, slice at a time, maybe that's okay. Let's double check this far. How much data have we actually removed? Because this thing started out as, what did I say, 31.7 gigabytes. Different type. So the region folder, we have deleted not much yet. We've deleted about 3.7 gigabytes of data this far. So after deleting this, it should be much more. We should have deleted much more, because this is actual data we're removing now. Probably removed a whole bunch of region files that didn't contain much. So this was to 1,000 from God knows how much, like 4,000. Okay, so that's that. That seems good. Interesting. So some random little bits and bobs where people have like stayed or built or something. Most likely they've just stayed here for a bit. It doesn't look like there's anything else here really though. So that should be good. And there's not much around it, so I'm... Somebody's been bridging here? I guess they were just looking for something though. Well, there's something here. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything built here though, so I'm still okay with deleting this. Unless somebody's gonna shout and say, "Hey, that's my things." And also there's backup, so we can always go and fetch whatever somebody's built. This is a village. Somebody's been in a village, traded a bunch of gas. I'm not really seeing any custom type of thing, so it should be fine. Alright, let's do it. You're about to delete 532,078 chunks. Go do it. I'm harboring some form of hope that this tool will just start working better and better the less data is left in the world. So that took us down to 25 gigabytes of data. Alright, so selection. No. Wrong. Tools. Filter. Remove that. Filter between 1000 and let's say 500 this time. So that should be smaller, but there will be more data. Oh, so this I could like take and do like a bunch of groups in. Is it worth trying to do that? So I could do like basically this and not and another group with a bunch of coordinates, right? And these coordinates would be then for the chunk positions of the claims. Let's just double check this to see if this is like viable. So let's deselect a column between that is a negative, just a like 10 chunks wide column here. Alminton, that's what we're doing by checking if it's inhabited enough time, basically. Because if this works, then what we can do is we can completely rewrite my Python script to instead output a query like this that unselects all of the claims. And once it's done that, we could run that with an additional group that is inhabited time and just immediately delete anything that doesn't get selected. There's nothing out about that non-empty string. You'll have to wait and see. Why is this slow? It's literally just going through and checking coordinates. I love MCA Selector. Glad I discovered it before 1.17. I love its capability, but I'm definitely not loving the tool. For reference, if you're just in the stream, it's already crashed basically not just itself, but my entire computer once, and its peak working allocations of RAM currently sits at 52 gigabytes of RAM at once. So I'm not totally sold on this tool yet. It should not need to allocate 56 gigabytes of RAM to do what it does. I have this from the documentation. There, the query is used as a command line input afterwards. Cool. Should see how bad it gets when used on a potato laptop. I can imagine. Yikes. I just wanted to. Okay, this is pointless. We're just trying to check that this works. Let's use a smaller query to just do that check. Okay, filter. So instead of 1000 to 500, let's just... Wait, this doesn't have my query. So that didn't work then? Okay, let's try to create that query with, say, and group and not group. X position is larger than negative 750. Let's just go to 800. Okay, not is that okay. So this appears to be working. 900. What do I need? I need something larger. Okay. So then the question is, can I just not... What happens if I like remove that? Okay. So we'd have to use it as a command line in that case. Also, it's not double parenthesis, it's just single parenthesis. Whatever. I wasn't asking for inside info, I just know this was already implemented in some early 1.17 snapshots. No, it was not. That was my entire point. There's never been anything released of it. There's some version of something on Bedrock. But I don't... It's also not something, like, finished. As far as I know, the beta that they released on Bedrock only filled the entire underground with Bedrock. Fittingly, I suppose. Okay, this is actually awful. Like, why is it taking it this long to do this super simple query? Hi, Blurleaf. Now I guess it doesn't really matter how long time this takes if I can just manage to get it to the point where I can run the entire thing as one single query and then just delete the chunks immediately, because then it's fine. What was that? Where did you get that info from? The documentation? Was that on the GitHub page for this thing? Okay, so there's a bunch of... There's a headless mode, delete chunks. Okay. This seems reasonable. It's gonna be the longest command line known in history, though. It might even be so long that we run into problems with it. Query, filter, query. It's actually going to be a problem, I think, because that query, like, we have over 100 claims on the server, and each one of those would need a check for an X, two 2 checks for x coordinate, 2 checks for z coordinate. Can you just exclude your original selection area? I don't... wait, input selection CSV file. That's for the importing chunks. You can load a selection. Yeah, so we could write a file, a CSV file ourselves. And then just filter. Okay, so if I could manage to select the entire world, export that, run my filter tool, and then run a headless mode that just deletes... ooh, maybe that works even not in headless mode. Okay, I'm gonna try that. That's worth a shot, because that would give us a one-shot chance of getting this to work. And this is taking forever, even though I'm just selecting stuff based on post coordinates. So great. So selection, clear, invert. Very good, I guess. Come on. Oh, this shouldn't have zoomed out there. Export selection. What the heck is this even gonna write? Because it's selected a bunch of stuff that just doesn't exist. Anyway, let's write this thing. See, we might get some form of data that just says everything, which is going to be less useful. That's exactly what we got. The file is 1 kilobyte. Of course. So let's see. I gotta show you this. Okay. Okay, are you ready for this? Here's the entire contents of the data. Oh wait, why can't you even see it? Oh, because it lost track of Visual Studio Code again. There. Generate a selection file of the claims and reverse it. Yeah, if that's just like inverted, if that does it. What happens if I export this? I did not expect invert. Okay, so inverted and then a bunch of stuff. So we could write a file that just says inverted and then all the claims. You asked for inverted, you got inverted. True. True. I mean, that would do it. So if you do this again, maybe I'll just make a new thing. Okay, so we're gonna load that. I'm gonna do basically, we want an output file again. Yeah, I'm sorry, Fabian, but I want to create this directly out of the data from Limebot, with no middle, you know. I don't want to risk missing anything like that. Okay, so basically, yeah, we need to, okay, output right inverted. And then well, I have this code here. You can just grab it from here. Right, it's here. There. Okay, so chunk x0 is x0 divided by 16 in int form. And then the upper corner of it is going to be the same thing, x1. We're gonna round that upwards, basically. Okay. So that's basically that. And then what we need to do is we need to do I cannot remember how this works. One moment. Okay, so the second one is exclusive, so we need the +1. Oops. Once again, we're in a land where I did not expect to be. Okay, so that should be looping through all the chunks that are in a claim, basically. And then basically we're just going to do, we need a region x equals x divided by 32, and a region z divided by 32. And then basically output dot right. I'm just gonna assume that it works even if you don't do the optimization of not writing all of the chunks in a region. I guess we should notice pretty quickly if that isn't the case. This is supposed to be X, this is supposed to be C. And then new line. That should be it. Let's see what that does. Whoops. Did nothing because failed. Okay. Wait. Should have just done a format thing here, but whatever. If it works, it works. Okay, so that generated this. I guess it doesn't really make sense to try to verify this. We'll just load it into MCA Selector and see if it makes sense. So clear the selection, import. Now we expect to see everything selected except a bunch of claims that are... If it'll actually let me select the file. Yes, it will. Okay. That looks pretty good. That looks very reasonable. So this is the mining desert. This, I guess, is the mining mesa. That does not look... That there's an off by one here somewhere. What the heck? Negative 40, negative 704. Close enough? Not quite. Hold up. Is there something else selected here somewhere? No. Okay, so this is not actually just this a row of... This looks like one chunk. Yeah, this is one chunk. But a file contains... Negative 7... Oh, what? It contains this one too. It also looks a little offset, but... Yeah, it's definitely wrong here. X plus 15 divided by 16 seems a bit odd. That's just a way of saying round upwards, basically. Okay. So I don't... That shouldn't be it. It's more like the problem is here somewhere. But if X is 0, it's... Is it not in the same chunk as 1? Yes. No, wait. So if X is 0, then you'll get the same chunk. But if X is 1, then you'll get the next chunk, which is rounding upwards, right? I'm trying to understand. There's a really weird cutout. It's like it's like the problem is with the entire box. There's probably floor and seal. I can't remember, but I don't know if they like given a. I think they might give a floating point value result. You can check. So it would be written as like... Yeah, so the result would not be 1, it would be 1.0. Check a small claim maybe. Oh, this is interesting. So Any claim that crosses a border, a region border, has a problem. But only one problem for that claim. Oh wait, you might not just see it because the claim is contiguous. So this, it moves from here. Yeah, okay, never mind. Double slashes int division. Okay, well it doesn't matter. That's not the problem at the moment. It's slightly more effective, I guess, but math.seal. Okay. Didn't know that existed. Anyway, it shouldn't matter because like these are just coordinates. Like what would happen if this was wrong would be the entire boundary of a box would be wrong. So the problem is with something how we're writing these things. So my guess is that we're writing the wrong region for some of them. Oh, yeah, we actually do need to floor them because we're gonna do the wrong thing with. We're gonna do the wrong thing with negative numbers, right? Does this go away when you go positive? No, it doesn't. Well, that's... Potentially, yes, but that's such a small claim that it's hard to tell. This is definitely wrong. It is also negative. Okay, anyway. I still don't feel like that should be the problem, but we'll try just... Because it's writing a contiguous region. These might be the problem, though. It's like it's writing them in the wrong region or something. Okay. Clear the selection. Run the thing. Import selection. The file. That looks a whole lot better, doesn't it? Interestingly, you can see that this now has a chunk extra because of that sealing. Okay, good. So that's our starting point. Basically, what we're now we have a very simple thing to do, and it's going to be the scariest thing to do ever. So filter chunks, delete all of this nonsense. Inhabited time is less than 10 minutes. Apply to selection only. Delete. That's what we're doing. I can do this too. So, inhabited time less than 10 minutes within the selection. Nuke it. Do I dare press? Like, there's really no testing this. Go big or go home. Yeah, that's basically it. Bye-bye. You're about to delete an unknown number of chunks from this world. Are you sure? I don't know what to press because the buttons don't say yes and no. Okay, I'm sure. Let's see what this does in terms of memory consumption and stuff. Will this survive, basically? Backup, go big. But this is already backed up, like, right? We would not have done any part of this if it wasn't already on a backup. And this is likely to just take a whole lot of time, I guess, so... That's that. It's after midnight, I guess. It seems to be doing fine. It's not, like, gobbling up memory like it was before when it was actually selecting the stuff, so I guess... I'm gonna guess it's actually doing a proper thing. We should be able to see the result in, like, the size of the region files, I guess. We have 8,742 files in the region folder. Now we have 8,729 files in that folder, so it's deleting stuff. But this is likely to take approximately forever, so we're gonna leave it to just do its thing. This turned into more of a coding stream than it was a pruning stream, but I guess that's just what we had. Alright, well, cool. I'll let this run. Imagine doing this to a live server. Well, the thing is, you could never load this world on a live server anyway, so whatever. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll leave this running. I'm gonna be up for a couple of hours. I want to just chill for a bit before I go to bed anyway, so slow down. So I'll let this run. Hopefully I can take the result and start it up on a server to let it upgrade. Otherwise, it's gonna be a quicker upgrade because we're deleting most of the overworld anyway. So it'll all be good. Let's do a raid. Who are we raiding today? There was a lot of people on before. Who's on now? Let's raid a fellow legate. Yeah, this was surprising to me too, Yumka. Alright, folks, we're raiding Kimmy on Legacy. Have a great rest of your evening or morning or whatever time it is in your time zone. I'll catch you all on Saturday, which is likely not going to be...
useless chunks.
Wow. Let that aggression go. We were likely to switch the streams around this weekend because Legacy is also going to update. So we might not have a Legacy to play on Saturday. might be doing this stuff. So we'll see. But likely Legacy is going to be Sunday. So we'll do a challenge run on Saturday instead. Anyway, join the raid. You'll get extra slices and all kinds of goodness. And Kimmy's an awesome person on Legacy. So join that thing. Have a great time. And I'll see you all on Saturday. Take care, folks.